Right kind of energy to bring on our next artist. If you're ready for your next poet, say all right. I mean, hold on to your seats, because sis is all that. She's a Philly native whose creative force speaks to the human spirit. As a trauma-informed teaching artist, she uses performance and literary art to create a space for collective healing and transformation within communities. She received the Leeway Foundation's Transformation Award in 2023. She is a graduate of Temple University, TU. Sorry, had to go there. With a Bachelor of Arts in Theater and Communications. Her latest work is a one-woman show, The Softest Place of Her, that includes her poetry book and self-guided journal book, which is available for sale in the lobby this evening. Please put your hands together for Nikki Powerhouse.
There is something inside of her that bursts in yellow. Joy becomes her medicine. There is something inside of her that bursts in yellow, where she would learn how to find deliberately and resiliently a path back to herself. They would call her magic. See, like, she birthed herself out of the eclipse, covered the sun so her darkness shall glow, carried herself for 9 months so that she could push out power. Ain't I a woman type magic? Ain't I more than enough type magic? See, women who write love letters across their skin that reads, "Be kind to me. You don't know where I've been." Women who write love letters across their skin that says, "I love you," endlessly, over and over again. Those love letters, her stories would be birthing out of her womb and begin to remember herself of all her cells of the lineages she comes from. There is something that bursts in yellow, and she discovers that she can love herself unapologetic, authentic. She is the daughter of ocean waters. She finds strength in her tears and soft in hard places. See, all of her mirrors reflect light, so then her swag is exemplified. She see herself the way the God in her see her. See, that's perfect sight. See, she learned to love herself as if she wrapped herself around herself twice, protecting herself and safe in her arms. There is something about the way she dances with words, and her body, she bursts in yellow. She is the fullness of herself. She is a beast, a love, a joy, a peace within herself. There is something about the way that she feels, that she gets to feel out loud. Burst. When I was a little girl, my first dance floor was my mother's bedroom, where my cousin Cheryl kickball chain 3 little girls across hardwood floors. Never mind that I never got the steps, but the sun on the Saturday morning will usher up freedom in a way that I never, ever was able to understand. Now, it would be the same room that my mother would cry in the night before. See, we would move all the little belongings she had in her bedroom into the front room. And never mind the tears she cried the night before as she sat in that white corner wall, all of her scattered self, pieces of herself in front of her, trying to collect herself all back together again, holding her head in defeat. See, sometimes I asked her, Mommy, why you always crying? And she replied, quick and sharp, because they're my tears, I can do whatever I want with them. It was there I learned that I could own tears, that I would give myself the permission to let tears fall gracefully as I say kind words to them. And even when I break, she would remember and tell me right beyond the veil, daughter, you are whole and complete even when you break. So let tears fall gracefully. It is your tears that will usher you back to yourself. It is your tears that will heal. It is your tears that will joy. It is your tears that love you wide open sky, loving you fully and completely. It is yours. Own them. And she would remember me. And every morning that I would remember myself when pillows are wet by the tears I cried through the night. And when I would wake in the mirror, I would say to myself, because they my tears, I can do whatever I want with them. I should. I am because of you. 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 In the beginning, where time had no meaning, we were the sum of galaxies and God's breath. Infinity orbited the earth and created itself into an umbilical cord so all of human life would embody her DNA. We are limitless. Now, some of us didn't think we would make it this far. The world marked us failures, and some of us believed them. Never thought we could make it off the block. See, our four corners was as far as we would dream. But we had grandparents that visit us at night so that we could see the rainbows in the dark. They would pass down the stories, holding up the mirrors in front of you. You gotta speak the thing into existence, child. You gotta speak the thing into existence. Them bones are gold. Them bones are gold. She said to me that I am my great-great-grandmother's laughter. The sound of her voice cradled me in my night dreams. And when I look at her, she inspires me to reach deep down inside of me and paint the sky tangerine. Her voice travels through autumn leaves while all the children, we sit under the sycamore tree. And we listen with our hearts and mind wide open as she delivers earth messages through rhythmic breaths. She tells me, she tells you, each and every one of you, hand-plucked from heaven's branches and sowed into Mother's Earth's soil to sprout, to bloom. Children. She said, remember your first name, remember your first name, remember the bottom deck. Backs ache, sore by the mother's rape. We witnessed the sister use the body as bait. where all the tribesmen sat in the corner and wailed and wailed in the wait, to reaching an unfamiliar place. Death became a rotten taste. But you still must remember your first name. Your first name is I am. You, shaped and saturated in the stars, reflecting perfect light, painted in gold and outlined in silver. Your smile alone is the sunrise. You, each and every one of you carved into sculptures of undeniable power. Children, she said, remember your first name. And they will ask you your first name in board meetings around the globe, on the street corners. And see, you know, your name will never be lost. See, it hides itself in your backbone. So every time that you speak, them ancestors will guide you, holding your head up, even when your tongue shakes. They hold your head up. They ask you to remember your name, to carry the lineage in your backbone, for they know that you come from all that is good and perfect. You know that you come from all that is good and perfect. Children, they will ask you your first name. Your first name is I am. Your last name is power. Your first name is I am, your last name is potential. Your first name is I am, your last name is possible. Your first name is I am, your last name is spirit. Your first name is I am, your last name is love. Your first name is I am, your last name is joy. Your first name, your first name, your first name, your first name, your first name. You must remember your first name in every room. In your silent time, remember your first name. Plant it in yourself daily. And when they ask you, children, you must tell them, your first name is, your first name is, your first name is, and you cannot forget it. Because you, each and every one of you are going to go to tell the others of their birthright. You must tell the others now. You must tell the others now. Your first name is I am.